I am blessed, I am blessed, I am blessed, I am.
Hey you guys, it's Nurse Abalori from 1720 Faith, and I'm coming to you with a video. Today is Tuesday, September 9th, and I just wanted to come in really quick and just kind of talk to you guys, give you all an update, just kind of chit chat and see how everyone is doing. Today, it's not going to be any real structured video presentation, but however, I do want to talk about just life circumstances, honing on to your faith, and just kind of taking it day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour, and just kind of really settling back and sitting down and just thinking about, life in general. So let's get started. Hey you guys, welcome back. Again, I am Abalori from 1720 Faith Life, and if you guys are new to me, welcome, and if you are rejoining me, welcome back. And for my newbies, I just want to, reintroduce myself to you all. Again, I am Abalori. I am a board certified registered nurse. I have been a nurse for 25 years. I have been in the healthcare industry longer than that, almost little over 30 years. And so I have decided in this later half of my life, not last half, but later half of my life, to kind of really hone in, get closer to my faith, put more trust in God, and just kind of settle in to a rhythm to really understand and get to know God for myself. I have always been a person that I went to church on and off. I did read the Bible. I went to private school in my younger days, and a lot of scriptures and things that were said back in the day really hold true now, especially in this half of my life. And so I am talking all about that on this channel, along with just living a healthier, more faithful lifestyle as it relates to God, reading the Bible, meditation, journaling, just to help you heal and get through life. And so again, if you are new to me, I experienced the death of my mom 2 years ago. I also, a month after I buried her, I went through a divorce process. And so for 2 years, I have just kind of stepped back away from everything in life, pretty much just going out, community, fellowship. I just kind of decided to take a step back and regroup, re-strategize, refocus, and kind of plan out how I wanted my life to move forward. And again, that was 2 years ago. Literally this August made 2 years, September 2 years, however you want to calculate it. But I decided to take a step back into my life and just kind of recenter myself. There was a lot happening in the last 2 years of my life. More specifically, I would say within the last year and a half, because it literally has taken a year and some change to kind of get back to some type of normalcy. Will it forever be normal? Absolutely not, because I lost a lot of things in this last two years. But however, settling back, getting back to me, getting back to doing the things that I love to do, which is read my Bible, journal, travel, and talk about God. And then also I am going through a debt-free journey. I don't have a lot of debt. It's just a lot of little tedious debts, but I talk about that over on my other channel, 1720 Finance, where we dive deep into all things money. Shameless plug. But today, I just wanted to do a little catch up because it's been about 2 weeks since I put out a last video, and so I kind of wanted to talk to you guys. So first and foremost, what have I been doing? The last 2 weeks, honestly, I have been in a phase of really reorganizing my home and working more and getting out of debt. That is honestly where my focus is right now. I am in the process of, as I stated, redoing my home. I will be doing a video about that, kind of letting you guys see what I'm doing around my home. I have been in my home for 8 years. It's still considered a brand new home. I had it built in 2018. I've been living in it since 2018. And for a good portion of my life, my mom lived here as well, and my ex-husband was here. But now it's just me and the boys. It's me, my son, and my younger brother, who I have custody of, because obviously our mom passed away. But in the midst of the last year, we have been just trying to navigate this new world without these two people in our life every single day, which has been a journey, but we've grown closer. We've gotten through it. We've just kind of relied on ourselves, and it's going well, obviously, for the most part. But however, it's a slow process. It's been a 2-year process, and we're settling back into our quote unquote normal way of life. But I have specifically been focusing on reorganizing my home. I am going to be redoing my entire home, pretty much, putting up a fence, getting a deck, thinking about getting a pool. I'm not 100%. I'm not sold on that. If I do, it's going to be a small one, because my kids are older. My son is about to be 21, and my little brother is 13. He'll be 14 in the next couple of months. So it's really like, do I really need a pool? I think it'll just be something nice to have. Do I really need it? Absolutely not. So I'm not sure. And it would not be an in-ground pool. It would be an above-ground pool somewhere along the lines of around my deck. But I haven't decided yet. I might just opt out and not get it, but I don't know as of yet. I am also redoing my living room. This living room piece that you see behind me actually belonged to my mom. It was in her house, and when I cleaned out her house, a lot of things that she had, I was able to salvage and bring here. I am in the process of still deciding if I want to sell this or just get it clean really good and keep it. I haven't quite decided yet. But this is in my main living room, and then I have a family room where I have another type of living room set, and I'll probably put some pictures here some kind of way that I've had for a lot of years. And so that's pretty much just the set that everyone just lounges around on. I'm definitely getting rid of that because I've had it for so long. The houses that I've lived in, I have been fortunate. They've had a formal living room as well as a family room. So that particular furniture that's in my family room now actually used to be in my formal living room. I kept it in great shape. So that's how I was able to keep it for so long. And I want to say it's almost just as old as my son, maybe about 3 years younger than my son or so, because he was probably about 2 or 3 when I got it at the time. I think he was like closer to 3, maybe 2.5, 3. So redoing my kitchen, just getting new furniture. I'm kind of going into a more minimalist, so the less things that I have, I don't want it to be cluttered. I just wanted a clean, minimalistic look. So it just, still working things out about what I want to do. So that's what I've been doing on the home front. Work front, since I am in this debt-free journey, I'm not in a huge amount of debt. I think currently the debt that I'm trying to pay off is a little less than $14,000, maybe $12,000, between $12,000 and $14,000. I'm actually going to add up the numbers today to see exactly how much everything is, but I'm going to add up all of that, but I'm just going to say roughly it's under 15,000. I have been picking up more hours at work. Prior to all of this, when my mom was sick, I was working full-time. I took a leave of absence, and then I decided to actually not go back to that full-time position because it was a lot of stress. I was a case manager. I had a caseload of like 150, 200 people. They were trying to pile more onto us. And so I felt like, because at the time I just needed a mental break from work, not realizing what was happening as a result of me getting that mental break, that I really would have I needed a mental break. And so I decided not to go back after she passed, because the stress of all of that, plus work, plus now raising 2 kids on my own, it was a lot. So what I did was I decided to just work PR in or as needed, meaning I make my own schedule. I work when I want to work, and that's the beauty of it, is that I get to work when I want to work. Now the downside is, of course, I don't get vacation or I don't get PTO, because usually typically when you work these type of schedules or this type of PR and work, you typically don't have vacation days. So you have to plan that out. And you have to strategically make sure that your money, coincides with your vacation schedule, which for the most part, it always typically lines up for me. I'm able to still do my trips, have my spending money, and do things that I want to do. But specifically, I have been a nurse for 25 years, and I just feel like at this stage of the game, I don't want to work every single day. I don't want to work 12-hour shifts. Normally when I go to work, I have two main jobs. I am a home health nurse, and then I work at a rehab center. I moonlight there in the evening time and at nights. And then my other job is I am a home IV therapy nurse. So I go to people houses, and I give them their antibiotics, certain medications they may get through their IV, through their PIC lines, through their ports. So that is typically where I float in between those two jobs, the rehab center and the home IV. And together I still get paid very well. I'm still able to maintain my bills. I'm still able to live a comfortable life. It's just that I have to strategically plan how many days a week I'm going to work this week, how many days a week I'm going to work next week. A part of that is making sure that I'm home to take care of my kids. Not that they need me to be here, because they're well over the age of me having to stand over top of them. But again, I am a mom. I still have to make sure that things run smoothly. Technically, I can go to work every day if I wanted to. I have that option. But I usually work about 4 days a week between the two jobs, and sometimes I may pick up an extra day on one of the jobs. So altogether, I still wind up working about 4.5 days a week, because mainly when I work the IV therapy nurse, that's just usually for no more than 1 to 4 hours when I take on these patients. So that's kind of where I've been. I am just enthralled about this next half of my life, this journey, where I'm going, what things that I am looking forward to going into. One of the things is still bringing you guys content about just journaling, reading your Bible, trusting God, praying, meditating. These are all the things that have helped me survive these traumatic experiences for the last 2 years. I often think, there was a time where I felt like I wanted to be mad at God, but I really could not be, because I know life is life. We all have to go. We're all going to go. We're not going to be here forever. And as I stated before in previous videos, the way that it's supposed to be, the child is supposed to bury the parent as they get older. The parent is really not supposed to bury the child. However, we know that does happen. Children do pass away at various ages. And so that statement alone has honed in on me, because I know that I was supposed to eventually bury my mom. That's one. And then two, it was God's design. It was God's plan, because of the things that she was going through. Had she lived, if she would have not probably lived the life that she wanted, her being out there doing her, it probably would not have been happening, or it would just not be happening without her having to take a bunch of medication and stuff like that. So it worked out. It just, it didn't work out selfishly for me in my favor, but at the end of the day, I know that my mom is in a better place. She's not hurting. She's not struggling. She's happy. And so I live with that. And so coupled with her always giving me the belief and telling me to, no matter what, believe in God, keep the faith, is why I have been able to slowly get back to some normalcy in my life. And so hence, this is what I decided to call my business, is 1720 Faith. It is something that my mom always told me as a young kid. Always, God just asks you to have faith of a mustard seed. And if you can have faith of a mustard seed, pretty much you're able to do anything, and you're able to overcome any obstacles in life. And so that is why I decided to dedicate this business to the things that she taught me about keeping the faith and believing God. So so that's pretty much where I am at. I am usually a homebody. I'm usually, walking the dog a lot. Walking my neighborhood. I used to run a lot. I was a really big runner. I don't run as much anymore just because I really don't have the time. I really don't have the time. And I'm probably going to get back to it eventually. I don't know yet. But I do enjoy walking. I do enjoy running. I work out at home. I try to eat as healthy as possible. I'm not a big sweets, cake, cookies, candy fanatic person. I do have a fetish for candy, like Skittles and Now Laters and those really sugary sweet candies. I don't eat them obviously because they will trigger me to wanting to eat more. And so, yeah, that's it. I just wanted to come in. I haven't done a video. I might insert some clips, here and there about the happenings and what I'm doing in life. But for the most part, it's just, right now, my life is comfy, it's cushy, it's boring. And I wouldn't even really say it's boring. I've just had to cut out a lot of excess noise. I had to remove myself from people, places, and things because going through, again, something so life-changing, I had to recenter me. And plus, going forward, I want to have people in my aura or in my space that not only am I going to be beneficial to me and beneficial to them and they will appreciate it, and vice versa, they will be beneficial to me and I will be appreciative as well. So I am going through life in a different path, a different mindset, and it's just it's great to be here. It's great to be in a good headspace. It's great to get mental peace. No matter how much it costs you, you have to maintain your mental peace when you're going through certain situations. When you're dealing with people, you have to try to come to some type of mental peace, because if not, these situations, these people, these places, they are sent to highly destroy you if they can. And so I just wanted to leave you with a few words of encouragement. And today I was in the book of Mark 11:23 to be specific. Mark 11:23, and it talks about speaking to the mountain. And if you guys know, I am a big advocate for journaling. I journal almost twice a day. I need to do better with journaling at night. I don't always journal at night, but I do definitely take the time to journal in the morning. And as you guys see, I do a lot of, I can't really flip it this way, but I do a lot of journaling. I try to journal every morning, at least by noon. I try to get my journaling done. But today we are coming from, again, the book of Mark specifically 11:23, and it's basically Jesus is telling them, one of his followers saw a fig tree, the fig tree withered, and he basically says to them, for assuredly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, be removed and be cast into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that those things he says will be done, he will have whatever he says. Whatever things you ask, you pray for, believe, you will receive them and you will have them. So again, having the faith, keeping the faith. I will tell you, I pray for mental peace right now in my life. I pray for financial peace in my journey, and so far I am achieving both. It did take a lot, but I had to keep my faith in God that he was going to see me through all of these situations, and he absolutely has. And matter of fact, last week I had to move around some finances. I was kind of getting a little irritated, and unbeknownst to me, this was Monday. By Thursday, everything had worked itself out, and I'm like, wow, I stressed and strained, dreaded phone calls, dreading to have to move money, take money from this place to pay this, and it all worked out in my favor. Not only did I have the funds to pay things off, I was off a settlement amount, so I did not have to pay the full thing. So once I pay it off, it's done, or it was done. And I really tripped myself out, because I was like, all I had to do was continuously pray and believe, and God worked it out for me. Had I not kept the faith, and had I not just I just sit back and think about when I was doubting and I really wasn't honing into my faith. I was like, this is not going to work. Things are going to happen crazily. But unbeknownst to me, God worked those miracles out for me, and I was able to do what needed to be done. So I say all this to say that those obstacles were my mountains. Those mountains, I say, you will move. They have got to be moved. I continuously pray about it. I continuously kept the faith, and those obstacles were removed. So with that being said, I am hopping off. I pray that you guys have a blessed week, and I will see you in the next video. If you know someone that needs encouragement in their journey and they're looking to just hone in on their experiences with getting closer to God, keeping their faith, please invite them over. Please share, subscribe, comment, like, and yeah, let's encourage each other on our faith-filled journey. So until the next video, I will see you later. Bye.
Little thing around me, I know it'll fade till I have it